So since I have this, they have this all notched out, I need to patch this in. So I'm just gonna measure my joist here. Let's go about 11 inches. So 11 and like 3/4. We'll just cut, you know, we'll just basically patch this whole area here. Give ourselves plenty of room. Okay, so we only have PVC. For whatever reason, they used ABS, the black pipe, to run everything in his home. But it seems these days ABS is getting less and less common, and so a lot of hardware stores aren't carrying it, and I wasn't going to run an hour away to get it. But when you're converting a tub to a shower, you're going to have to adapt to 2-inch pipe. So 2-inch pipe is what's going to actually connect to the shower drain itself. And I would say the ideal way is obviously to have a 2-inch pipe all the way to your main stack. But if that's not possible and you're just converting your existing 1.5 inches to that, I think the ideal way to go about that is just to use a little stub out, use a reducing coupling on the horizontal or on the vertical riser stack, and then connect to your pan. This way everything is 1.5 inches going through here and you're not going sideways. This way, I don't think, well, this way would be perfect, but you're not going to be doing that. This way, going this way is not ideal. On a horizontal surface, going into a smaller pipe is really a bad idea. This is where clogs can definitely happen. But if you have it on the riser pipe down to your trap, you know, there's really not going to be any friction here, and everything here is 1.5 inches going through. So I think this is the ideal way to go about converting from 1.5 to 2-inch. But ideally having a complete 2-inch would be the best way to go. So this is basically going to be our scenario. We're going to bring this over to the 13-inch mark. I'm going to show you an easy way to go about that, but let's first transition this ABS to the PVC. So we're going to use a little bit of primer, and we'll even do that on the black. And then we'll use the green transmission cement. Okay, then to find the simplest way to evaluate where you need to go is to get a piece of board here. Room. We're going to be 13 inches. We're going to tuck that pan right to the back wall. So we're going to be 13 inches. And see what our center is from the other wall here. From the back wall, this is kind of tucking right up against her. We're 13 to the center. Basically center right there. So 6 inches to the center. We're not going to be tucked here. We're going to have basically about 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to be 6 3/4 from this back wall to the center. So that's where we want the center of our pipe. So that'll make it easy now to gauge. What we need, our pipe. So let's just double check that again. So 6 3/4 13. So that's how we want to center that up. Now we can evaluate what's needed here. Something like a 3-inch piece. Because the hub of that drain for the Tile Redi Pan is going to come down a couple inches, so you just want to make sure that this coupling is not going to interfere. So if you can keep this down. Yeah, we've got 6 3/4. So we'll just glue this. Go ahead and glue this coupling in, and this riser pipe is just going to come wild out of the floor. So this is what makes it so nice with this new system, is that you don't have to even worry about the height that you're having this riser pipe. Just as long as it comes up out of the floor, you'll be able to connect it very easily. And we're going to make this the minimum amount on the riser pipe, so that we can make sure we have enough room where that hub of the drain won't interfere. So that's just like fitting to fitting right there. And then we'll glue this guy in, and that's just going to stick up out of the floor, and we'll cut this down later. So, you know, if your bathroom has the height to be able to make this happen, this would be the ideal way to convert 1.5 inch to a 2-inch drain for your shower pan connection. But that is quite a bit. Some scenarios having that much room, because you're going to need like 1 inch or so above this for that hub of that drain to come down. So this sometimes won't work if your plumbing is too high. The other scenario would be literally just to convert on the horizontal surface, which just isn't really ideal. So let's just make sure that this fits again before I glue the trap. All right, so that'll work. That should work. All right, so yeah, that gives me what I need here, 13. You know, there's a little bit of flexibility here, so that's kind of nice. So 6 3/4. So that's one nice thing about the plastic. It does give you a little bit of room, but that really takes care of the drain change now. What we need is an 8-inch hole in the plywood. 13, 6 3/4. Roundabout, it's the minimum is 7 3/4, and the maximum is like 8.5. So if it's close to that, you're good enough. Okay, so we'll go ahead and dry fit our pan, see if that fits. I got a little strip I got it here. I just didn't have big enough piece of plywood. So this might be notched a little bit. It's not going to be enough to make a big difference. I might have to round this out with the Sawzall. Let's just see how it fits. But yeah, the joist is slightly in the way for the hub of that drain. Might not work perfectly, but we'll see. Okay, drain location's good. Yeah, but I am sitting up, so this hub is hitting that joist. So it's this guy here. So you can see how wide that is with the square. I mean, that's a 5-inch thing, so it's probably just hitting right on the edge here. So we'll cut that joist a little bit. And this isn't really going to structurally make a big deal. I mean, a 2x8 joist, normally you can notch down about 1.5 inches without compromising it. I'll leave a spec sheet down below, like hole sizes and different things that you can do. But this is really just, I'm just shaving off the side, so I'm not really notching it. Just call that just a little custom notch. It's not a real notch. Yeah, now that sits down nicely. Yep, that'll work. Just double check. Perfect. Yep, it's level. So that's good. Sorry. So yeah, so this drain just sets up wild like that. So once I get it all thin setted down, then I can just go ahead and cut it at the right height that I need it. Much easier than trying to glue it and thin set it all into place. So this is definitely pretty awesome. So before I install this, I'm going to get rid of this insulation on this back wall. You know, and then yeah, we could basically set it, shim it, start waterproofing. We're going to put a little recessed niche in the corner. We can't really do it on the back walls. These are exterior walls, you know, a niche. So the niche definitely isn't going to work anywhere but the front wall here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and set the pan, and then work on the shower faucet. Really is going to be the next spot. So all right, let's go ahead and finish the patching of this floor.